this. Let's do this. How do I, can I edit what the title of this is called? How do I edit that? Okay, let's do that. I don't know how this works. All right, guys, what's up? So, my name is Craig, and if you're anything like me, you want to make the most money possible to provide for yourself, your family, your loved ones, and leave a legacy of greatness. Because if you just want to go through life collecting $25 an hour, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And there are people out there who genuinely have great lives where they're just kind of punch the clock in and out, and that's all they want. They just want to work hard, go home to their family, and move on. And, kudos to them. I'm not wired that way. I am wired where I don't want to be paid by my time. I want to be paid by my skills. And so if you're anything like me and you want to be paid by your skills, then this is for you. So when I was 20 years old, I was just now? Okay, word. What do you mean no? No, you have no questions. All right. Well, I'll tell you a story. So do you have to go to work? Unfortunately, if you want to make money, you have to work. But there's different ways to do it. You can either get a job working for someone else. Hi, Kingston Johnson. You could either work for someone else or work for yourself, start your own business. But unfortunately, I hate to burst your bubble. Yes, you have to work if you want to make money. But I'm going to tell you a little story about how I made my first 100K. And hopefully this can help you. And if you have any questions, drop them down below as I'm going. We kind of keep this back and forth. So when I was 20 years old, I was graduating college. And I was in ministry. And if you know anything about ministry, it's you don't make any money. You don't go into the church to make money unless you're super corrupt and have no morals. So I was not in it for the money. I was in it because I wanted to help the world. And so I was trying to help the world, and I was making like $30,000 a year. And that was all money that I fundraised too. So it wasn't like a church was paying me. And so I was very happy with $30,000 a year, but I didn't have any goals really. I didn't have a wife or kids or a girlfriend, whatever. I didn't have someone I was trying to propose to. It was just me. Fast forward, I met a girl and I wanted to get, engaged. I fell in love, and I looked at my bank account and I said, oh, this is not good. I've only got like no money. I actually have a negative balance because I went to school. I have student loans. So I have $30,000 negative actually. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, I have a degree in architecture. I was doing ministry. If I want to do architecture, it'll probably take me 40 years before I can start making some actually really good life-changing money. But by then I'll be 60 and my life will be over. Or I could go back to ministry and make no money. And I didn't know what to do. And this was during COVID. And so no one was hiring. And so I just started applying to everywhere. I started applying for marketing, sales, whatever I could find. I applied to 250 jobs and I found one. And they taught me the value of sales and being able to close. And so being able to close contracts, make offers, make big offers like 20, 30, $40,000 offers. And when I sold my first $40,000 sale, I got the commission and I think it was like 4%. So I mean 4% of 40K is like $1,600. So I looked at my check and I saw the $1,600 and it just lit something up inside of me where I said, wow, I could sell this for 40K and you'll pay me $1,600. And I started thinking, all right, by this logic, I'll be a millionaire by the end of the year. And that's not how it worked. But the point is this: you could either work for the rest of your life as an hourly wage employee, or you could work for commission and use your skills. And so I will always take a sales or a skills paying job over an hourly job, because either you're paying with your life or you're paying with your skills. And it's a lot faster to get rich if you're paying with your skills. And so once I learned that, I thought, okay, this is incredible. So now my first job ever, I didn't make a lot of money. And so I leveraged that into a better job. And so I said, hey, company, I had this many sales. I want to work for you. And so now they said, all right, we're going to pay you a 40K base. Here's a company car. Go out there. And so I was a young 22-year-old with a 40K base in a truck. And I was just driving around and knocking on every construction job site trying to make money. And so this is the biggest thing you have to realize. Making wealth and getting rich takes time. Making six figures takes time. And so my first year, I started off, I was horrible. I was timid. I was scared. I was shaking in my boots. Will you kiss me, daddy? Yes, I will. I was so scared. That was crazy, bro. I was so scared to make these offers. Daddy, help me make money, brother. What are you doing for work, Gavin? What are you doing right now? This is already. I want to know all your secrets. I don't want to know yours, honestly. God bless you. Life is short, so chase what matters. Be kind to everyone you meet, and don't waste your time on negativity. Keep shining. See, you got to be like Curry, and you don't want to be like Gavin, because Gavin says he scams people. So, like, that's not what we want. Gavin, brother, you got to get your head out of the gutter, brother. No, Curry, you're spot on. You got to be positive. So there's going to be a lot of ups and downs in sales. You're going to have highs and lows. And when I was first starting the construction sales, there was a ton of lows. I was like, oh, I suck at this. My numbers are down. I'm last place. Trying to get in your gutters. Word. Get out of here, bro. And so you just threw me off. I was going somewhere, and now I'm just totally derailed. I had a thought, and now I have no thought. You got me. Gavin ended the stream. No, but so that was the story. So essentially, I gotta stop reading this because this guy's throwing me off so hard. Choose skills over hourly wage. Let's go sales. I'm totally flustered. I need to lock in and ignore this guy. And sell. Yes, you gotta always sell. You gotta always be closing. And so by the end of year one, I made like 90 grand. So I made 50K in commission, and that really changed my life. I was like, wow, okay, so if I can go and sell these other products for other people and make close to 90K, you sell kids in containers. What the frick, bro? Get out of here. I don't even want to talk to you. Get out of here. Bye. How do I get rid of you? Hide. Okay, so I could put you in timeout. So here's the things I could do. I could put you in timeout. 24 hours. That was crazy, bro. Gavin, get out of here. I'm in your walls. I think I just put you in timeout. No? Yeah, put user in timeout. You're going in timeout. All right, I just put my first ever viewer in timeout. That was kind of crazy, actually. I've never even knew you could do that. All right. Before that guy totally derailed me by saying some crazy stuff. How to make six figures your first year. You got to have a goal. You got to know what you're trying to do. I would say pick Pick any industry that you're passionate about, you know something about, and you're just going to be solely focused on becoming the best at that. And it's going to take time. You're going to suck in the beginning. You're going to be nervous. You're going to fumble on your words. But by the end of the year, if you give yourself 1 year at a sales job and you really apply yourself and you try your best to become the best in the industry, you ask questions, you ask the best reps the best questions, you come from a place of humility, you want to get better, you don't brag, you don't whatever, and you just be humble, you stay in your lane, but you're hungry, you want to eat their lunch, checking the leaderboard daily, you're checking your sales daily. If you see your number and you're in last place, if it makes you feel like, oh, I suck, that's the wrong mindset. If you're in last place, you got to think, okay, I got to lock in. Because over time, you're going to climb that leaderboard if you show up daily for yourself. And by the end of it, you're going to be making some good money. So that's my advice, is this. You want to find a job that will take a chance on you. And it's okay if you're not making the money you want to make in the beginning for the long term. Find an outside sales job. If you can't work outside sales, find a remote sales job. Find a sales job that will let you make the most offers per day. And here's an example. Let's say I take one person and he makes 5 offers a day, and I find another person who makes 25 offers a day. By the end of 10 days, one person will have made 50 offers. The other person 250. So who's going to get better? Well, you would say 250. It's not always works out that way. Sometimes the guy with the 50 offers could be making better offers. He could be tweaking, and he can be studying and listening and playing back his calls and saying, okay. But the reality is this: the more offers, the better you'll get. Every offer you make, you want to ask yourself, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? If you get the sale, you want to study, how did I get that sale? What did I do differently? These are the things that you want to learn. You want to be reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People. You want to learn how to calm people down when they're angry. In sales, there's going to be a lot of angry people, and you're going to have to calm them down. They're going to be really pissed. They're going to be pissed at you, at your company, at your product. It's important that you calm them down. So there's a lot of skills. There's a lot of soft skills, and then there's a lot of major skills you're going to have to learn. So to become a 100K a year rep, you're going to have the following skills. You're going to have diligence, organization. I think you could be slightly unorganized and still make 100K, but it's going to be hard. You're going to have to be really good with recall and memory, remembering people's names, and you're going to have that like sales spidey sense where you're like laying in bed and you're like, I forgot to call this guy. I'm going to call him tomorrow. If you're not like that type of person, then you need to be very organized. You're going to have to keep track of all of your sales, all the people you spoke to. But so the person who's going to make 100K, he or she is going to be humble, hungry. They're going to be diligent. They're going to be curious, always asking questions. They're going to be consuming content that helps them get better, like listening to a live stream like this, reading audiobooks, reading actual books, listening to podcast interviews. You're going to be educating yourself to become better. So I promise you, if you find a job that lets you make the most amount of offers, that means you're able to call the most amount of people per day, present them with a product and a price, and let them respond. The person who has the most amount of offers made just sticks with it for at least a year, is a huge fan of the game. They want to get better. They get excited when they get the commission checks. They don't get too low when they're too low. I mean, sales is highs and lows. Like, I've had months where I made 25 grand a month, and I have months where I made 2,500 a month. Like, it's going to happen. And you have to be able to ride that wave and be okay. You're also going to have an emergency fund. You're going to have a little money in the bank to get you by in the meantime. But so those are the things that I think a 100K a year rep needs to have. They need to have all of those traits. And so after my first year, I made 90K, and then year 2, I think it was like 125, and then 150, and then 200, and it just kind of compounds. If you are making better offers at better companies, you get better. These things take time, so you're going to have to be patient because it's not going to happen overnight. So that's my heart, is to help others, because I feel like I was helped in the form of podcasts and audiobooks. And so if I could help one other person uh, make their first 100K, change their life, change their family trajectory, then that's worth it to me. Because if I could help one person make life-changing money and they can provide for their family or buy their dream house or their dream car, then it's all worth it to me, because I feel like I was blessed with people in my life who I could ask them questions, and so I want to just give back. So that's my heart for this. Constantly be hungry, always be out there on the road, always be prospecting, never be determined to just get it on your first go. They're gonna say no. They're gonna say no 10 times before they say yes. They're gonna be in a bad mood. Their dog could have died. They could have gotten a flat tire on the way to the work. They could have got pulled over, got a ticket. They could be in a bad mood. And it's gonna have to be okay. You're gonna have to be okay with knowing, hey, they yelled at me. They hurt my feelings. They said no. I remember when I first started sales, when they said no, it was like they're saying no to me, and I took it so personal. But they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to your offer. So cut that out. Let it roll off your back. Don't let it bother you, because there's going to be times where people are going to be pissed at you, and you have to just let it go. They're not saying no to you as a person. They're saying no to your offer. Your offer sucks. Your presentation skills suck. You have to get better at that. It's going to take time. So that's kind of the way it goes. You're going to have to just lock in. You're going to have to make offers every day. Keep diligent track of your customers, who you called, what you talked about. If they went on vacation, next week you're asking, hey, how is Mexico? If they had a baby, hey, how's your baby doing? Whatever you could do to make them feel special, different, that's going to set you apart. Because there's a lot of really bad sales reps out there. If you could be a good one, it's going to all work out. I think the best reps in the long term are the reps who aren't so hungry for the sale. They're not starving for the commission check. They're okay if you say no. They're okay if you walk away. Those are the best sales reps, because the client can feel that. They can feel when you are breathing down their neck and really want the sale. It's like a vibe. They just pick up on it. They have spidey sense. Have you ever bought a car? You could feel that car sales guy. He is breathing down your neck. He's like, yeah, I'm your best friend. Sign this contract. And then when it comes time to the end, like, buying a car always sucks. It always is not fun. At the end of it, it's always like, you said you wanted a car. This is the car. This is the price. Sign here. And they pressure you and force you. And it's like, if you do that to me, you're going to piss me off. I'm going to walk out. Some people can do that. That's not my style. I hate that. Turns me off. You'll lose me for life as a customer. And so that's how I approach sales. I don't want to force someone to do something, and then they regret it later. They hate me. I'll never get referrals. But if you take care of someone and go above and beyond, you'll bet you'll get referrals. I mean, I've made so much money in my life because of referrals. Just going above and beyond for someone, and they say, hey, you should call my guy, Craig. He will take care of you. If you can become the referral guy, you'll be so successful in anything you do, even outside of sales. If you could become the guy or girl who people call on you in times of need because you're trustworthy and you follow through on what you're going to say and you're honest and you have integrity, you will be so wealthy in this life. Not in just money, but in friendships and also just relationships. So, bam! That was crazy. That was clip that. That was hot. Can I clip that? I don't even know how to clip that. That was a good one. That was like a 49-second short was uploaded to your channel as unlisted. Interesting. That was a good one. But yeah, guys, sales is great. Changed my life. I hope it changes your life. Why do we have 0 viewers right now? We got to get this up. Come on. What are we doing? YouTube. Throw the people here. They want to hear the wisdom. I'm delivering the wisdom, YouTube. I'm ushering in 100 people right now. YouTube, go do it. Bring them in. I'm ready. I'm locked in. I'm ready to answer any question when it comes to business, sales. It doesn't have to be just sales too. Like if you want to just make your first 100K, I've built companies as well. I'm currently building a company as well in the supplement space. It's going good so far, starting pretty strong. First time I've ever done anything in supplements. And yeah, so I can help you pretty much with anything sales related, but also if you have a business idea, you have kind of a money question, relationship issue with money, like you have a partner and they're doing sketchy things, and you're like, should I do this or that? I can answer those questions as well. I feel like I just have good experience when it comes to partners because people constantly don't do what they say they're going to do, and that's annoying. And I've learned the hard way, and I've learned the right way. And so if I could be of help in that way too, it'd be great. But yeah, YouTube, I appreciate you guys. This is Craig Builds. I want to help you build an income. I want to help you build a business. I want to help you build relationships that make you thrive, that make you wealthy, that make you healthy. You got to eat good, and work out too. It's all part of the formula. You gotta first and foremost get right with God. Number one. You gotta get your fitness in check. If you could get right with God, get your fitness in check, and get your relationships in check, I promise you, you will not be poor. You will not be paycheck to paycheck. If you can get those three things, I promise you. Because if a person follows after God, they don't have fear of this world. And they don't have fear of man. They just have fear of God in a good way. They know God is holy and he's watching out for me and he will provide. Number two, if you take care of your fitness, you will not have to rely on hospitals and health systems and pharmaceuticals and all a big sugar and all of these things. You will be healthy. You will feel good. You'll be energized. When you go into these sales calls, you'll look good. You'll feel good. You'll be mentally clear. You'll be a killer in sales. And then it doesn't help to be good looking because in sales, I mean, this is going to sound horrible, but who would you rather be selling you? Someone super fit or someone really out of shape? If you're really out of shape, you know, this is a crazy take. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just being brutally honest. If you're super out of shape, people are less likely to trust you. That's how you get canceled. I'm so sorry. Listen, I'm a dad. The dad bod is always attacking me. So I'm not perfect. I don't have chiseled abs or, you know, I'm not like Sam Solak or all these whatever. Like, I'm trying to fight off the dad bod. So I'm not here to judge. If you are trying to get in shape for the first time, I love you. Keep going. If you're trying to change your diet, good. If you're trying to get your first pull-up, you're going for your first mile ever, whatever, like good for you. First time getting 10K steps, like I'm proud of you. Like I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just saying, if you take care of your health, you take care of your relationship with God, and then lastly, you take care of your relationship with others. If you cut off toxic people, if you cut off people who are bad influences, like here's an example. You'll probably never make 200K a year if you're surrounded by people who constantly gamble all their money away, are constantly addicted to vices like drinking and drugs, and every weekend are constantly like, let's go out, bro. Let's go to the club. Let's go to gamble all our money away. You're not going to make 200K a year. I know there's people in sales who make 200K a year and they're total degenerates, and like, it's not a healthy balance. It can be done. So if you want to be a degenerate and make 200K, you can in sales. It is possible. I'm just saying it's less likely. But yeah, those are the three pillars. If you do that, I'm telling you, you guys are going to become so good. You're gonna be killing it. So I booted a guy out of here and I haven't had a follower since in like 10 minutes. I've been just talking to myself. But I'm showing YouTube that I'm resilient. I'm just going to keep going, spitting wisdom to literally no one, just to a camera, to myself. You know, maybe if I needed to hear this today, then that's all good. But yeah, that guy was crazy. But guys, we're approaching 25 minutes. 25 minutes a day. We're going to just pop on here, spit some wisdom, help people achieve their dreams. I might get canceled in the process. If you are overweight, listen, I love you. There's no judgment here. I want the best for you. I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm just saying, listen, if you put God first in your life, you take care of your fitness and you take care of your relationships, you'll be wealthy. You really will. It's that simple. Because if you trust in God, you don't trust in man. If you take care of your fitness and you're healthy, you don't trust in hospitals. You don't trust in drugs. You got a healthy body, you could go. You got a clear mind, you could sell. And then third, if you have good relationships, if you don't have unhealthy people in your life, if you don't have distractions in your life, it's a crazy combo. You'll wake up energized, ready to go. You'll be ready to attack the day. I remember when I started taking my fitness journey seriously and I started getting in shape, I'm not kidding you, it was like working out and my sales went like this. And the same time that I started working out was the same time that I started getting in the, making the most money in my entire life. And I would say this, like this year, I'm on track to make the most money I've ever made. And I'm also attempting the hardest challenges I've ever had. And I think that goes to show that when you challenge yourself physically, you realize that life is much easier than you think. Obviously, there's hard things that happen. I'm not denying that. But when you challenge yourself and you run your first 10K, 6 miles, you run your first half marathon, first marathon, you work out, you lift for the first time 135-pound clean and jerk, 225-pound clean and jerk, 185-pound snatch. When you can do these things, pull-ups, 10 unbroken pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, you do the Murph, you do CrossFit is a great way to get better at sales. I think so. Because if you get in crazy good shape, like people can tell your energy, your aura, like kids these days are always saying aura. I feel like I'm old now. Your aura goes way up if you do CrossFit. People can just tell. People are more willing to buy from you if you are in good shape. So that's it. Stay hungry. Always chase your dreams. Life is too short. Stop punching the clock, killing yourself for other people. Take the chance on yourself. Build your own business. It's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard. Take the chance on yourself. Take that sales job. Make your first 50K, your first 100K, first 200K. Open up that Bible. Crack open that Bible. Trust in God. The days are evil. The days are wicked. More than ever, we need God. So, boom. That's it. Clip.